Hi, welcome back. You're still watching Markets Today on CNBC TV 18. It was a flat session of trade for the markets. However, don't be fooled by the flat headline movement. Beneath the surface, there was plenty of buying. You saw it in the banking names where the bank Nifty was up about 1%, and you saw it in a lot of individual stocks, the like of Walmart, etc., that surged in trade today. So there was plenty of buying momentum that we saw. But tomorrow is expiry, so it could be another volatile session. But let's get you a market voice on how to approach the next couple of months for the market. Sanjeev Prasad, Senior Executive Director and Co-Head of Kotak Institutional Equities, says a rate cut and earnings seem to be the only triggers for the market at the moment, and an upgrade in the earnings seems unlikely at this point.
If you look at this quarter in particular, so far, based on whatever numbers we have seen being reported for the BSE 30 on Nifty 50 stocks, the earning numbers are about 7-8% lower than what we had assumed, and we had gone with fairly subdued expectation anyway to start with. So we are constantly seeing earnings downgrades, and I don't think there is any chance of earnings upgrades as of now. So if you look at the market, it's looking fairly priced, I would think, at current levels. You don't have any other triggers also at this point in time. If you look at the monetary side, I assume the RBI has the latitude to cut maybe 25 basis points in June 2nd and maybe an extended pause after that. 50 basis point would be a positive surprise, but I would be very surprised if the RBI cuts by 50 basis point in the June 2nd policy meeting.
Okay, from fundamentals, let's move on to technicals now. Sudarshan Sukhani joining in for a quick chat. Sudarshan, markets pared down some of the losses, at least towards the afternoon after that big gap down. How have you read today's trading action?
Good evening. Well, markets had a fairly reasonable day today. There were two technical indicators that we can say which occurred. The first was that support at 8300 has been holding. While that's not significant support, it's still there, and after an initial foray below that number, the Nifty is now still holding well above 8300. So I had defined a trading range, and that range is between 8300 and 8450 or 8500. That 200-point range remains intact. A big move in the Nifty will come when this trading range is taken either on the upside or on the downside. With this in view, we are in a trading range. The banks are doing well. The Sensex IT index has done very badly, but this could change very quickly. Sector rotation is easy to come by when you are trading inside a narrow band.
All right, what about individual stocks, Sudarshan? Give us a stock idea for tomorrow.
I would suggest tomorrow traders should be looking to buy HDFC Bank. HDFC Bank has been in a consistent uptrend after a sharp decline. After a 4-day trading range today, it broke out of that trading range, and therefore it does appear that because of F&O expiry, because of existing F&O momentum, HDFC Bank could continue and see some more rally.
Okay, Sudarshan, we'll leave it there on that note. Thank you so much for that quick update. Let's move on. Pharma stocks were buzzing around quite a bit in trade today. In fact, Walmart had a great run, rallying as much as 8 to 9%, but Claris Life Sciences bucked that trend. Taro was also in focus on account of its fourth quarter numbers. Ekta Batra now joining in with an analysis of all the newsmakers. Ekta, let's start with Walmart. What pushed up the stock as much as 9%?
Well, Walmart was in focus in today's trading session. In fact, it saw a smart surge today. Sources told CNBC TV 18 that the US FDA has completed inspection of Valuja's solid dosage facility yesterday. And now with this re-inspection, the US FDA has now completed inspection of both Valuj as well as the Chikalthana facilities. Remember, both these facilities are under import alert by the US FDA. Now, it is important to note that it is just an inspection which has been completed by the US FDA for the Valuj facility, for the Valuj facility, and it is not clear what the outcome of the inspection by the US FDA would be or is for both the facilities as of now. IIFL has written a note on Claris Life Sciences a couple of days ago, and hence Claris Life Sciences in fact was in focus today as well. That stock was slightly pressured. According to the note, the company underwent a US FDA inspection between the 4th and 11th of May 2015 for its injectables site, and the facility in fact received a 483 observation letter from the US FDA which contained 5 observations including insufficient procedures, inadequate training, design deficiencies which were brought up. Now, according to IIFL, the observations are serious enough for the likes of Cadila to reconsider its stand. Remember, there were notes, there were reports about the possible acquisition of Claris Life by Cadila, and the deal possibility could be low now according to IIFL, and they would view lack of closure of this deal as a slight positive for Cadila since it is under IIFL's coverage. Also, Sun Pharma was in focus on account of the Taro numbers, which were quite healthy. So the net sales were up around 30% for the quarter. The operating income came in over $150 million. And the operating margin surged to over 60% versus 54% year-on-year, and the net income up around over $150 million as well. This was boosted by a forex income of $32.5 million for the quarter. Remember, Sun and Ranbaxy consolidated numbers come out this Friday.
All right, Ekta, thanks for that. Well, a whole host of companies like GAIL, Tata Chemicals and Max India declared their fourth quarter numbers today. So let's listen in to a quick summary from the management.
There is some support coming from the government, both central and state government. The central government has already exempted the custom duty. States who are going to be the beneficiary are going to exempt the VAT. In fact, some of the states have already exempted that. And the LNG terminals and the pipeline, we are supporting there in terms of reduction of tariff and service charges. And if there is some differential, that is coming from the government as a support to them. So with that, at least we expect around 10 million gas will start flowing in a phased manner from now going up to July, August. And post-monsoon, maybe a little more volume will flow into the power sector.
If you see the gross debt, it's about 8,300 crores. We mentioned last time that we have got a 5-year plan in how to reduce debt. So I expect that in 5 years' time, our standalone debt, which is close to about 2,500 crores today, will actually disappear, almost disappear. The overall debt of the other group, of the overseas subsidiaries, each has got a different plan. But straight away in the next 2 quarters, you will find USA reducing its debt by about $20 million, in about 10 million in each quarter.
What we want to do is to optimize the right partner with the right valuation at the right time. So we have that option with us, and unlike many other insurance companies or holding companies, we do not have a contractual obligation to our business partner currently to sell the balance 23%. We, like I said, will be carefully evaluating all our options and making sure that we maximize the return to our shareholders.
Last year saw our asset quality still under some sort of a pressure, and I think going forward it should moderate. This year we expect 15-16 the asset quality will moderate. I may expect maybe 20-30 basis point improvement in gross. The fresh restructuring in the Q4 of 2014-15 was to the extent of 3,973. It was 3,973 crores. It was all but expected because of the forbearance ending on 31st March 2015. Yes, we had a little bit more slippages in the last quarter. Last quarter slippages were to the tune of about 2,000 crores.
Okay, so managements of some of the companies that were reporting numbers today. But that's not all. There were a couple of other companies as well which also declared their earnings. Manglam Malu now joins in with that list. Manglam, wrap it up for us.
Well, thanks a lot for that. Some more news coming in from the earnings street. Among the stocks that were reacting to earnings that came in post-markets yesterday, we have Built, that was up 8.5%. The EBITDA margins came off a little from 18.4% to 17.5%, but the net profit was up 42% on account of lower finance costs and higher tax write-backs. ABG Shipyard was another one, down 2% in trade today. That one recovered about 7% from the day's low, but they posted a loss of 375 crores versus a loss of 48.8 crores last year. Their FY15 finance cost is actually higher than the market cap of the company. But from the earnings that came in today and the stocks that were reacting, we had Balrampur Chini, which was up about 5% in trade today after they posted their net profit, which was down 60% year-on-year. But if we look at it sequentially, their net profit came in at 75.8 crores versus a net loss of 65.7 crores quarter-on-quarter, on the back of which the stock gained in trade today. Transformers and Rectifiers, on the other hand, was down 10% as their total income came in lower at 163 crores versus 291 crores last year. and they also posted a net profit of about 80 lakhs versus a net profit of 8.7 crores last year. TTK Prestige was also down in trade today. They had an operationally weak quarter. Their operating margins came off by nearly 400 basis points at 6.4% versus 10.4%, and the EBITDA was also down 35% at 18 crore versus 28 crores. NFL was also down 8% after their revenues came in lower by 21% at 1556 crores, and they also posted an EBITDA loss of 56 crores versus a profit of 65 crores. But among the stocks that were buzzing ahead of earnings, we had JSPL, which was down about 4.5% ahead of earnings today. Tata Communication also down 1.5%. HPCL and BPCL, both of them report their numbers tomorrow, both of them up in trade today.
All right, Mangalam. Thanks so much for that. With that, it's a wrap on this edition of Markets Today. Thanks so much for watching.
Have a good evening. We'll see you with the markets tomorrow.